Good evening, all student, English medium student. Thanks for joining me. I remind you in the last class, chapter 11, questions with answer. So today's class, chapter 12, buildings, paintings and books. So let's go ahead. Murtizmi, Marutuzmi and the iron pillar. Marutusmi was so excited. His brother and propelled his wheelchair all along the dusty, stony path, past the towering Qutub Minar and up the metal ramp. It had been, though, but no, he was here in front of the famous iron pillar. It was an unforgettable experience. So let's go ahead. The iron pillar. The iron pillar at Mahroli, Delhi is a remarkable example of the skill of Indian crafts persons. It is made of iron, 7.2 meter high and weight over 3 tons. It was made about 1500 years ago. We know the date because there is an inscription of the pillar mention a ruler named Chandra who probably belonged to the Gupta dynasty chapter 11. What is amazing is the fact that the pillar has not rusted in all these years. So look at this picture, the iron pillar. Look at this picture, iron pillar, Mahroli, Delhi, situated. So let's go ahead building in bricks and stone. The skills of our craftspersons are also apparent in the buildings that have survived, such as a stoop. The word stoop means a mound, while there are several kinds of stoop. Round and tall, big and small, these have certain common features. Generally, there is a small box placed at the center or heart of the stoop. This may contain bodily remains such as teeth, bone, or ashes of the Buddha or his followers or things they used, as well as precious stone and coins. So this box, known as a relic cast, was covered with earth. Later, a layer of mud bricks or baked bricks was added on top, and then the dome-like structure was sometimes covered with carved stone slabs. Often a path known as the Pradakshina path was laid around the stoop. This was surrounded with railing. Entrance to the path was the gateway. Devotees walked around the stoop in a clockwise direction as a mark of devotion. Both railing and gateway were often decorated with a sculpture. Find Aravati on map 7. This was a palace were magnificent. A stoop once excited many of the stone carving for decorating the stoop were made about 2000 years ago. Other buildings were hollowed out of rocks to make artificial caves. Some of these were very elaborate, decorated with sculpture and painted walls. Some of the earliest Hindu temples were also built at this time. Deities such as Vishnu, Shiv, and Durga were worshipped in this shrine. The most important part of the temple was the room known as the Garbhagriha, where the image of the chief deity was placed. It was here that priests performed religious rituals and devotees offered worship to the deity, often as at Bhitargaon as the Shikhar was built on top of the Garbhagriha. So look at this picture. The Great Stoop at Sanchi, Madhya Pradesh. Look at this picture. The Great Stoop at Sanchi, Madhya Pradesh, situated. Stupas like this were built over several centuries, while the bricks mound probably dates to the time of Ashoka. Chapter and study you all student. The railing and gateway were added during the time of later rulers. Left a sculpture from Amravati. Look at this picture. Look at the picture and describe what you see. Coins. Amravati. Coins. So let's go ahead. To mark this out as a scared palace building, Shikhar required careful planning. Most temples also had a space known as the mandap. It was a hall where people could assemble. Find Mahabalipuram and Ahol on map 7. You saying all student. Some of the finest stone temples. Some of the finished stone temples were built in these towns. Some of these are so here. So look at this picture. An early temple at Bhitargaon, Uttar Pradesh. Look at this picture. Early temple at Bhitargaon, Uttar Pradesh. This was built about 1500 years ago and was made of baked bricks and stone. To right, Mahabalipuram. Each of these was carved out of a huge single piece of stone. Mahabalipuram temple, monolithic. Look at this picture. Single pieces of stone. That is why they are known as monolithics. While brick structures are built up by stoop and temples built. There were several stages in buildings a stoop or a temple. Usually kings or queens decided to build these as it was an expensive affair. First, good quality stone and to be found, quarried and transported to the palace that was often carefully chosen for the new buildings. Here these raw blocks of stone and to be shaped and carved into pillars and panels for walls, floors and ceiling, and then these had to be placed in precisely the right position. Kings and queens